Wait, can you make that shit stop? Can you make it stop? All right, cool. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering where we've been and what's happened to the cars in the last almost year since we've posted. You know, quite a lot has happened. Quite a lot of nothing. Isn't that right, Vinnie?
Yeah. I mean, basically to start it off, you know, I think by the last time that we had posted anything, and we didn't really post a lot at all, but the last time that we had posted, what has happened in between then, it's been basically what Jett said is quite a lot of nothing. You know, right after the fact that we posted, I took the FD out to a car meet. I had a girl in my car. I wanted to be like, oh, okay, I did. You remember how it broke?
All right.
We went to the back of a parking lot, and I was like, oh, let's crank out donuts and oh, I have a great idea. I'm gonna launch the car. So I decided, oh, that's gonna be a great idea, launching the car on, basically at this point, we hadn't even looked under the car. We hadn't done, I believe, have we done anything to the exhaust at that point? Like,
no,
had we even raised
the
it
car was still, other than
the coilovers?
Yeah, no, other than painting it and putting the coilovers on, we hadn't done anything.
So haven't looked under the car, didn't care to check about power plant frames, diffs, whatever. I launched the car with a girl in there, and I just hear, you know, I looked at this girl, and she's my friend. It's not like, it was still a girl though, you know, and I was quite embarrassed. Yep. And I just looked at her, I was like, no, everything's fine. But basically, power plant frame just snapped in half on stock power. Snapped in half. It was gone. It was sitting for, what, 6 to 8 months?
Yeah, probably around 8 months, I think.
Somewhere around like 8 months, right? It was sitting. We couldn't find out. We thought it was the diff for the longest time, but we didn't even, our minds weren't there. We didn't even look under the car to see if it was actually the diff. That's what we thought it was. It ended up being the power plant frame.
Yeah, I take responsibility for that because I drove it, and I was like, oh, that's the diff. And then we just let the car sit. We didn't even check.
Neither of us bothered to look, so it ended up being the power plant frame, completely snapped in half. Luckily, our buddy let us borrow his that was on his FD because he didn't have any plans on, you know, moving it anytime soon. So we just bought a power plant frame, and as it was coming in for shipment, we threw his onto ours, and everything was good. But ever since then, you know, we threw that power plant frame back on about 8 months later, and everything else that's in the FD, I mean, we threw those, the front mount in there. I posted about that on my car account.
We put the front mount intercooler in, and then as of last week, we just put Fortunatos in it, got them dialed in. We also, I guess this leads into the Skyline and the Silady. So right after the FD's power plant frame snapped, we shipped both the Skyline and the Silady up to Seattle.
Super fun, by the way.
Awesome time. Trip. You know, Vinnie's hometown. Drove them around. It was super, super fun. It was a really, really great time. And when we unloaded the cars back home, we noticed that the Silady had a really, really gnarly exhaust leak. So looked around for a little bit, did a little spray test when the car was cold, and realized that it was coming out of the turbo to manifold gasket. We pulled the entire turbo assembly out to replace the gasket, and that's when we noticed that the turbo had a lot of shaft play. So we basically wrote it off as...
You take that thing and you just fucking...
Yeah, wiggle it around.
Going everywhere.
Like a...
Okay. My hometown.
We'll cut that.
But, I mean, thankfully now, you know, I just got back from my trip in Europe, so while I was there, Jett threw the Fortunatos into the FD, and we replaced those teens. And since then, I mean, we've been looking to throw it into paint soon. We'll get that front bumper mounted, get that rear diffuser on, get that nice actual golden, orange, yellow stock paint. Competition yellow mica.
But no, for the FD, we have a 99 spec front bumper. We have a fiberglass rear diffuser that we're still deciding on if we're gonna paint, also a front lip. So it's going to be getting some body work done, a new coat of paint, new wing is going to go on as well. The car obviously is getting repainted and windshields resealed. Yeah, but the Silady, we put the new turbo on, didn't connect the coolant line properly. It's basically all good to go besides that one coolant line. We just need to put that on and the car can run again. It just needs to be tuned. For the Skyline, the previous owner took the plates back because they were historical plates, which I understand.
Which is fair, but you know, the thing is that like the previous owner of the previous owner was the one that took the plates back. Not the correct?
Yeah,
Am I correct?
Yeah. The titled owner.
The titled owner took the plates back. So we got the car from a guy that didn't even have the title in his name. Basically, we got that. We didn't, know anything about that whole situation, so we were kind of like, what the fuck? Also, went to Seattle to register the GTSC because, I have my home in Seattle, and we went to register it there.
They tried to charge.
The only thing that popped up for them was GTR, and they were like, oh yeah, okay, GTR, $6,000. So, it's been on Jack since then, and we've been, I've been wavering, and I bought the GTSC about 6-7 months ago, and I've been wavering through the decision. I'm thinking, I've been going through my head, sell it, get an R32 GTR, sell it, pay for, use that money to pay for but it's.
You said the word.
I did.
You said the secret word.
I did say the secret word. That's just in the mind for right now, nothing's final or complete. I can't, decide right now. I haven't even had that thing on the road to its, full potential for what it has right now.
It does have a phallic image drawn on the windshield in dust.
It has a on it.
Yep.
And so, other than that, we haven't really done much to the sill besides what Jett mentioned earlier, some of those turbos in. For the FD, another thing that has been going in and out of our heads was we got these F&E twin turbos from Rob that he picked up at a garage, at this kid's garage, and he said, hey, if you help me clean it out, I'll give you whatever's in here. And I was making a joke with Rob when we were down at a shop, and I was like, God, I really need some new turbos, Rob, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay. Walks over to his fucking, his little, he has like
mountain
of turbos.
Yeah.
It felt like some are the size of my goddamn head and bigger even. He just grabs the F&Es, which are only made and you can only get in Japan, grabs those things, hands them to me. There you go. I'm like, do I need to pay you for it? He's like, no.
Roll the clip.
Yeah. Hey guys, we're just coming back from hitting a lick from Rob Dom's. We got the F&E turbos.
I think he's coming.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, just went to Rob's, hit a lick, got some twin turbos.
Rob Dom, more like get Rob Dom, I'm out of here. Oh! Took his turbos! As you guys saw, he handed us those F&E twins. The thing that I was saying was, do we want to put a single turbo in there? Or do we want to test out the F&E twin, see what it's like? Because those turbos in there right now aren't doing us any justice.
Yeah.
So the F&Es would be suitable as of right now.
Basically, the wastegate on the stock turbo, on the larger sequential stock turbo, is just stuck open, and I think the actuator's broken, and a couple other things are just not working in the system. So the car plateaus at 8 pounds of boost when it's supposed to go to 12, 13 stock. It's just staying flat. So it's either F&E twins or maybe put a single turbo kit or something else in there.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that we might do after we throw that bodywork on it. If we were to get those that single turbo kit, then it would take a while to get in anyways. Might as well throw it in the shop for bodywork and whatnot.
And in the meantime, Vinnie can drive the Miata. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that thing gives me PTSD. I'm not driving it.
I did rear-end Vinnie in a Miata, but that's a story for another day.
We'll explain it another time, but is that basically everything?
I think it's basically everything.
Yeah,
well, as you can see, we have a lot of work to do. So
now that I'm back and I'm, birthday week, once birthday week's over, parents are done visiting, all that stuff, we're hoping to get right back on top of everything and start filming a lot again. Obviously, we didn't push out much content besides on our TikToks and whatnot. We're hoping to post a lot more on this channel and just to show you guys what we go through and the fucking pain that severs our heart every time that...
Oh, the pain.
You know what? Okay. Sorry, this might backtrack a little bit. Trying to put that fucking manifold in the SIL 80 and shoving the fucking AC line, or the O2 sets fucking down all the fucking way, trying to fit that thing in. I literally picked it up like this and shoved it with all. I didn't even care anymore about breaking anything. I was just at that point. I was like, if I get this manifold onto the bolts, I will be happy. I don't care if anything breaks, and I'm just shoving it in there for like 3 straight hours. Then we finally got it. But anyways.
It's in, but yeah, we still got some stuff to hook up. As you guys can see, we have a lot of work to do. We are gonna get back to our regularly scheduled schedule of videos concerning our cars, us wrenching on them, the people we wrench with, the people we hang out with, and this awesome community that we have grown to love so much. We also have a filmer now, Pierce, AKA 86 Mercy, AKA his car has been on jack stands for 6 months, just like us, and he's on my BBS's right now, and his car looks goofy as hell. But
Fucking fenders are fucking
yeah, bro,
cut
your
off.
fenders look like I hit them with a Sawzall. Anyways, guys, we will see you on the next and first official comeback video to HA Garage. So we'll catch you guys on that one. Thank you so much for tuning in.
And also, for those who don't know as much, we obviously will be posting a lot of our car content and working on the cars themselves, but we have also talked about we want to, you know, if we go to have a track day and whatnot, obviously we're gonna film everything that we have to do with our cars as much as we can. You know, everything that we do with them, we're gonna be trying to take our camera out, getting you guys that content, and just showing you what it's like working on our cars and just going out and having fun with them. So until next time, see you guys later. Glad to be pumping out videos again, and we hope you guys enjoy the content coming up.